Hey guys, Freddy here. Welcome back to another modern RPG thing. Because this time we're going to be looking at Join Their Ranks, a supplement for the Reanimated role-playing game. Now, we covered Reanimated a few months ago. It's a zombie apocalypse RPG, a very streamlined, fast, easy to play one, about being a bunch of survivors and surviving the zombie horde which is taking over the earth. Now, Jed from TrappedChest Games got in contact a few weeks ago to say that this supplement was coming out. Now, he'd planned on contacting me and asking me if I wanted a review copy, but he'd found out that the Canadian postal system was about to go on strike, so he decided to beat the strike by sending me a copy anyway, and having confidence in his product that I would like it enough to want to review it. And that's confidence that I really like, and it's well founded, as Reanimated was a whole load of fun, and this Join Their Ranks has some fantastic ideas in it. So let's go over to desktop and have a look at Join Their Ranks. So, this is Join Their Ranks, which came out from TrappedChest this year in 2025, just recently. And as it says on the cover, it's a rules supplement for Reanimated. Now, Reanimated we've covered on the channel before, and it's a very rules-light, fast-moving zombie apocalypse game where you play survivors fighting off zombies, and the zombies are very heavily based on video game ones. So you've got bursters and ones with big tongues which drag you in, etc, etc. Feels very video gamey, but it's very fast moving, rules light, allowing you to just get into the game. It's a short booklet, more based about having fun and getting on with things than getting bogged down into the details. Cool stuff. But this totally flips the narrative, because in this one, you're the zombies. So it's zombie apocalypse, but you are trying to defeat groups of survivors, which I found very, very interesting. It's a game where you're going to be playing a pretty disposable character. Rather than trying to survive for a long time, you'll end up flipping through zombies. But it has rules in here for how many fallback zombies you're going to have. So you can't just keep on going and keep on going. But it gives lots of ideas for how to make your zombies not quite as disposable as you would normally have them. Now, going to the back cover. We rise again. Remember those crazy people who built backyard bunkers and stockpiled beans? Yeah, their brains were delicious. It seems that death is not the end. The dead walk the earth and eat the living, and you just happen to be one of them. But it has really changed your perspective on the whole apocalypse thing, with people that used to be your friends now trying to kill you, and this overpowering hunger driving you to hunt the living. A game of hunger. Join Their Ranks is a supplement for the Reanimated tabletop role-playing game, which flips the narrative and offers rules for playing as the zombies, and has more tools to help the GM run the game in this new style, where the characters have become the bad guys. Now, I don't see it necessarily as the bad guys, because all you're trying to do is survive. You're trying to eat the flesh of the living, because that's what you do. Now, humans eat various animals, plants, and things we consume as well to survive. So, are zombies doing anything much different? It just happens to be that they eat us. Are lions and tigers that eat people evil? Are they the bad guys? They're quite horrible to us, but it's just their nature. Inside, we can see that it's laid out very much like the earlier Reanimated. The artwork within it is few and far between. It's mainly sort of clip art style, because we're concentrating on getting as much as we can in the 17 pages that this booklet is. It's very thin. So we've got a character creation quick reference on the inside cover, table of contents explaining what it is, and the licensing, because this is an open license system. So if you want to add things to the game, put them out, publish them, stick them out on Drive-Thru RPG, where you can find a free copy of this as well, etc, etc. You create stuff for it. A very nice idea. A description. So you died. What happens? Crawl out of your grave, duct tape your severed arm back on, and let's eat the living. And then it's got rules for building your monster. So who you were. And you can be one of the player characters from Reanimated. You obviously lose all your special abilities, but you'll keep your stats. And I like the second, how brains are you? Because playing a mindless zombie isn't going to be much fun. I stagger forward, I try and bite the person, blah blah blah. No, you are smart zombie. You have left your brains over, or you have absorbed the brains of one of the people you've eaten, or whatever. You're smart. You are one of the ones which guide the others. And we've got the dead point system, gains and losses, advancement, because they can gain experience. And then we've got lists of zombie abilities. So, are they a slow-moving shambler, walker, jogger, sprinter? Can they leap around, swim, climb? Are they like Spider-Man with sticky fingers, or can they tunnel through the earth? Are they a Goliath, so a massive, big, bulky zombie? An exploder, puke sprayer, screamer, lurker. These all sound very familiar if played video games. Ropers, heart trackers, oracles. If you eat someone's brain, you gain their memories. Nightwalkers, commanders, telepaths. All things you can spend your dead points on to customize your zombie. And of course, as you get more experience, you get more dead points, you can improve and gain abilities. Missing traits, loss of class because you don't have your class anymore. Now what? And then it's talking about undead adventures, so you're switching side. But it can talk about, if one of the players becomes a zombie, perhaps they'll stick with their friends for a while before they start needing to hunger. So you can have a zombie player for a while. The grumbling in your gut will never go away. Death after undeath. What happens when you get destroyed? GM advice. So the wrong side of hell, survivors, adventure ideas. We've got a section on target numbers. Now this was sadly missing from the original Reanimated, and I had to contact when I did the rules breakdown. But here we have it detailed. A nice addition. Greater Horde. The players may be the stars of the show. There's still going to be a large number of mindless undead wandering around. Talking about reinforcements. Guns and tools. Basically, zombies don't use guns. Their hands are brittle. They can't really handle things like that. But you might want to have them using vehicles. Letting a zombie crash a big rig full of shamblers into the survivor stronghold makes for a cool scene that your players will come to be talking about for years to come. If you don't want vehicles, just say they can't find the keys. We've got ideas for older settings here. So how archery also won't work. But what happens if you're doing an ancient Rome setting? What happens ballista bolts slamming into the chest of a Goliath? Zombie animals. It talks about zombie dogs. And obviously with Goliath, I would think you could use that as a zombie bear in a random setting. What are zombies afraid of fire? Because it will do lots of damage to them and destroy them. The Titan mutation. Absolutely massive zombies. Now, these are used against people. There's no stat blocks. It's unkillable through normal means. It can only be destroyed through story means. Weak points and appearance. Will you have a zombie who looks almost human? And then, fantastic, there's an adventure, The Last Train. So the setup of it is survivors have been held up at an old rail yard and they are repairing a train to go wrecking out of the city. But the zombies want to keep them there because while they're boxed up, they're a food source. And we've got various locations. So the fuel depot. Well, the humans will need access to that to fuel the train, but they can also fuel flamethrowers. So denying them that will deny them some defences to the train yard. Power station, scrapyard, where they get armour, and the zombies themselves can take the armour and wear it, making yourselves bulletproof. A broadcast tower, police station which has weapons in it, a sports stadium, a ruined church with cultists who actually on the side of the zombies. Will you recruit them? The old rail yard, and then it's got the final showdown, and if you've taken over the different areas within the city, what you're going to be denying to the defenders for that final battle. Survivor stat blocks, how many survivors might be around, tools of the trade, different weapons they might have, and stats for the flamethrower. And that's it. It's a cool little adventure. I can definitely imagine running that. And it does show you the tone of the game. And there's a lot of other really nice stuff in here. I like the idea of flipping it. I think this could be a whole load of fun to sit down and play as a one-off. I couldn't really see it working as a campaign. But as a one-off where the players are zombies and they're going to be eating the humans. I think that'd be a fun night's play. So that was Join Their Ranks. And there's a lot of great ideas in there. The adventure's got some fun ideas. And the entire concept is something I don't think I've seen anywhere else. Where you play part of a massive horde of undead going against some survivors. A smaller group of way more powerful opponents. A really interesting idea. I don't know why it's not been done before. And there's plenty of role-playing opportunities in there, as well as just gaming ones, because you are intelligent zombies. So you're going to have cultists and the like who want the undead to win. So you can be trying to bring them over. And of course there's all the tactics and that as you try and overwhelm the survivors. Really, really interesting idea. And as I said, I'm very surprised that nobody's come up with that before. Great, great stuff. Now, as with most, I won't say all because I haven't checked out all, but as with most of the products from TrappedChest, they are available for download from the website. So if you do a Google for it, you'll be able to find them. I'll try and remember to link to it in the description down below. But you can go over to DriveThruRPG and places like that and put some money Jed's way to help him come up with these fantastic ideas. But anyway, as usual, I think I've been wittering on for quite long enough. So thank you very much for watching. But most of all, you look after yourselves, and I'll catch you later. Bye now.